My guest today is Gerry Whelan from Archer Glass Proprietary Limited, a firm in Brisbane, Australia. Gerry, welcome to the program and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Wayne.
Give us a little bit of an idea of some of the sorts of work you do.
We're licensed for building glass. So we supply and install building glass of all types. Our main work is glass replacement, in that we go out on site and replace broken glass. On top of that, then we supply and install shower screens, robe doors, mirrors, all that kind of household glass, tabletops, and then to businesses as well.
Now, Gerry, I think you've been in the business for a long time, haven't you?
I have. I've been 45 years in the building industry.
I guess 45 years as a glazier without having got yourself into too much trouble, there'd be stories to tell. Is it dangerous being a glazier, or is it something the home handyman can do?
There are dangers, obviously, as in the nature of the product itself, but there are handymen who do some basic glass replacement, bits and pieces of louvers, etc. But by and large, it's a trade that you serve for your apprenticeship to, and then we have all the compliance issues like licensing, and then the Australian glazing code that we have to adhere to, as in safety glass where it's required for human impact.
So it's more complicated than it appears just on the surface. Tell us, Gerry, a little bit about the compliance issues that you mentioned.
It's a licensed trade to begin with, and
Right.
we have the Whelan glazing code where for human impact safety glass has to be used, as in doors and panels beside doors, bathrooms, stairwells. If someone walks into a panel of glass, that like in the old days before this came in, they could go straight through non-safety glass and be literally destroyed by it. Whereas with safety glass, even if they do go through it, like a toughened panel of glass, it shatters in tiny pieces. So there's no big shards that would harm you badly. Or laminated glass where you would walk into it, but it would stay intact and hold you. You could hurt yourself as if you've walked into a wall, but you won't go through and have those terrible cuts that used to be in the past.
I see. Now, you mentioned, Gerry, that a lot of your work is replacement, so I'm guessing a lot of it is insurance claims.
Yeah, that's right. As in after the recent storm in Brisbane last November, so many homes and businesses had several broken windows. So we work through bit by bit and research and find matching all types of glass, which we carry a lot of in stock, but some others you have to research and find to match, and get it replaced totally, as close as possible to how it used to look before the storm hit.
Yes, I can understand that would be a problem. Are there particular requirements for working for the insurance companies?
Only that same, the glazing requirements, where you've got to keep it up to code and replace to match the existing code. Any glass replaced has to be to the new code. You can't replace it as it was in non-safety glass. If it's in a position where now requires it to be safety glass, then it must be upgraded.
Oh, I see. So even if it was old glass that was broken, the replacement glass has to be to the new standard.
Correct. Which means you got to find it, and then it's got to be of a thickness that can be toughened into safety glass or laminated into safety glass, so that it can go back in to match.
And you keep mentioning the code. What is that code you have to comply with?
AS 1288 2006 Australian glazing code. It sets out where safety glass must be used, what sizes and areas of glass where it becomes a necessity for it to be safety glass. Like, for instance, anything in a bathroom under 2 meters from the floor must be safety glass.
Oh, I see. So it's quite specific.
It's quite specific. In a stairwell, anything within 2 meters of the thread you're standing on must be safety glass.
Ah.
You've got doors, side lights, anything that can be mistaken for a path of travel.
And I guess compliance with that code is an advantage to the customer because it means the glass they're getting fitted is going to suit their needs and is going to be safe in their houses.
Exactly. And every panel of glass that we replace, we can certify as well, so that if you decide to rent out or sell your premises, that you know it's to code and you can satisfy the requirements for selling or renting the premises later.
That's an important perspective, isn't it? If you were to sell or rent the premises with non-compliant glass, you could in fact bring down a lot of liability on yourself, I suspect.
You could, yes, and people must be confident that they're getting the right thing, that it's going to be safe.
Gerry, now if you've been a glazier for over 40 years, I think you said, it sounds like integrity is one of the critical components of your business, with compliance with the code, and you mentioned earlier compliance with the various statutes. Is that one of your core values?
Yes, as a package, really, all things considered, you've got to have workplace health and safety, all your insurances, public liability, work cover, and then I suppose GST requirements, and then as well as customer service and backup, as in something happens down the track or a few days after you replace a panel, that you go back on warranty and replace it again, stuff like that, so that people could keep coming back because they have the confidence that not only will it be taken care of today, but they'll have what they should have at a fair price and follow up as well. As in, they can come to our shop. People from anywhere in Brisbane can come to our shop and see us or ask to see me as a follow-up, as opposed to a foreign-owned multinational that might do the job and it's run by a CEO in a high office somewhere in the world, who just puts in what he's got. Whereas working with a small family business like ours, you've always got the backup. You can always go and see the person that involved if there is a problem.
Now, Archer Glass Proprietary Limited is in Brisbane. What's the address?
1369 Logan Road, Mount Gravatt.
1369 Logan Road in Mount Gravatt. And that's the corner of
Shire Road, which is the one that leads up to the Mount Gravatt Lookout.
And I think when you say you're a family business, you mean that quite literally, don't you? I think your wife and your son both work in the business with you.
They work with us too. We have 9 of us work there all together. And there are the 3 of us and then all the other people. And we've got 6 service vehicles on the road covering all of Brisbane.
We've talked a lot about the regulations, the licensing and the standards. I do just want to mention some of the other things that you do just before we finish up. I think you also do things like stained glass and replacement mirrors and cut to size glass. Are there other things that you do?
Yeah, we do the full lead light repair business, where we remove the lead light, put temporary glass in place while it's away for repair, rebuild the lead light, come back and swap it over. And then we do like glass tabletops, desktops, office partitioning. We'll revamp a shop front where they might need the door moved to a different position, or they might need some new doors or automatic doors, which will go out and quote and then come back and replace all of those as well.
So pretty much if it's anything in glass, Archer Glass is the way to go.
Yeah, any glass in buildings. So if it's in a building, we'll replace it or we'll supply it and install it.
Gerry, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.